Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। Hare Krishna dear devotees. So today is Saturday, 28th of June, and it is Ashadha Masa, Vamana Masa, Sukla Paksham, and then Thadiya Tithi. So today is Thadiya and also one more, next day is also falling under same, next Tithi, Chaviti. Both Tithis are falling under same day. Okay, but there are no Vaishnavas in the calendar, so we shall quickly move into our daily Srimad Bhagavatam. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudeva. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudeva. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudeva. Hare Krishna. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, so Uddhava speaking to Vidura about how Uddhava has seen Krishna in what condition. So this is the whenever Krishna is winding up his pastimes, after he foresees that all the Yadu family, all of the Yadu, all the warriors, if once their destruction is at the end, once the Krishna sees that it is going to happen, then he went to the a small Ashwatth tree, and then he was Adraksham Ekamasinam Vichinvan Daitam Patim. Adraksham Ekamasinam. He was sitting alone under a tree. Vichinvan, and he is thinking, Vichinvan Daitam Patim. He is thinking, who is the protector of all the living entities. Sriniketam Saraswatyam Krutaketam Aketanam. He is the abode of the goddess of fortune. He is shelter for the goddess of fortune. And this Saraswatyam, that tree is situated on the banks of the Saraswati river. Krutaketam Aketanam, just like he was sitting that he does not have any other shelter. Likewise, Krishna was sitting, and Krishna's form is so beautifully Buddha is saying. It is the four-handed form of the Lord. And he is very peaceful, and his eyes are reddish, and no more material things, and he is having yellow garments. Shyamavadatam Virijam Prashanta Arunalochanam Durbih Chaturbihi Viditam Petakausha Ambarenacha. Petakausha Ambarenacha. He was having yellow garments on his body. And the Durbihi Chaturbihi Viditam. He was with the four hands. So whenever Krishna was winding up his pastimes, he had exhibited four-handed form. When he has appeared, he was having four-handed form. In front of Vasudeva and Devaki Devi, four-handed form of the Lord. Now he is winding up his pastimes, now exhibiting four-handed form to Uddhava and also Maitreya. Later on, Daruka also, he exhibited those forms, and also he leaves this material universe after that. So Syamavadatam Virjam Prashanta Arunalochanam Durbihi Chaturbihi Viditam Pita Kausha Ambharenacha. And then later on, Uddhava, he describes how the Lord is sitting, what is about his sitting posture under the Ashwatth tree. So he is keeping his right leg on top of the left thigh. So right foot on the left thigh. And then that tree is the young Ashwatha tree and leaving all the material happinesses, material things or material enjoyments, and then he is sitting alone under that tree thinking. Okay, likewise, Uddhava is mentioning about the Krishna sitting posture. Okay, we are in the Srimad Bhagavatam, third canto, chapter 4, verse number 8. वामभूरौ अधिसृत्य दक्षिणाङ्ग्रे सरोरुहम् अपाश्रित अर्भक अश्वत्थम् अकृशं त्यक्तपिप्पलम्. Vamavurau adisritya. On the left thigh, Vamavurau on the left thigh, adisritya, he has placed Dakshinangri Saroruham. Dakshinang is the right lotus foot. So he has put right lotus foot on top of the left thigh. Vamavurau adisritya Dakshinangri Saroruham. Apashrita Arbhaka Ashwadham, and he is taking rest against Apashrita Arbhaka Ashwadham. Arbhaka is the young, Ashwadham is the Ashwadha tree. It is actually meaning is here in the synonyms it is banyan tree, but Ashwadha means it is the pipala tree. Ashwadha is a banyan, banyan tree has got other names in the Sanskrit. This is Vatavriksha and Nyagrodha. These are the names of the banyan tree. For the Ashwadha tree it's a pipala tree, people tree. Ashwadham, uh, Apachita Arbaka Ashwadham, Akrusham Chakta Pippalam, and he was very cheerful. Chakta, living, Pippalam, household comforts. So leaving all the materialistic household comforts, now he is sitting still. He was very cheerful there under the Arbaka Ashwadham, young Ashwadha tree. So likewise what they are saying to Vidura. Vamavoro adisritya dakshinangri saroruham apasrita arbhaka ashwadham akrosham chakta pippalam. The translation for this shloka. The Lord was sitting, taking rest against a young banyan tree, with his right lotus foot on his left thigh, and although he had left all household comforts, he looked quite cheerful in that posture. Okay. Purport by Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Do we have Sanchita Mataji? Okay, Sanchita Mataji is not here. Okay, so can I request any unallocated devotees to read the purport, please?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, can you?
Yes, Mataji.
Purport by Divine Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. According to Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakura, the Lord's sitting posture, keeping his back against the newly grown banyan tree, is also meaningful. Ashwatha, the banyan tree, is also called because the tree does not die very quickly. It continues to live for many, many years. His legs and their energies are the material ingredients, which are five in all: earth, water, fire, air, and sky. The material energies represented by the banyan tree are all products of his external potency and are therefore kept to his back. And because this particular universe is the smallest of all, the banyan tree is therefore designated as small or as a child. Tekta Pippalam indicates that he had now finished his pastimes in this particular small universe, but since the Lord is absolute and externally blissful, there is no difference between his leaving or accepting something. The Lord was now prepared to leave this particular universe and go into another. Just as the sun rises on one particular planet and set in another simultaneously, but does not change its own situation. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai. Okay, thank you, Mataji. So this one, it is in the Srimad Bhagavatam, it is mentioned about the number of trees. Like a banyan tree, Lord Shiva sits under the banyan tree, and Krishna sits under the peepal tree. This is Ashwatha tree. So that is it's was described like the in the Himalaya mountains when all the demigods along headed by Brahma, they're going to meet Lord Shiva there, and that time they see so many trees there, the flower trees like uh, the trees are described like Mandara Parijatasya Saralaisha Upashobhitam Tamalaha Salatalaisha Kovidar Asunarjunaihi Chuta Chutakadambaihi Nipaihi Nipaisha Naga Punnaga Champakaihi Patal Ashoka Bakulaihi Kundaihi Kurbakarai Kurbakaihi. So these are a number of flower trees, and also this is Chotapotaihi. Chota is the mango trees. So Chotaihi. And then further trees, Swarnana Setapatra Patraisha वररेणुक जातिभिः कुब्जकैः मल्लिकाभिश्च माधवीभिश्च मण्डितम् कुब्जकैः मल्लिकाभिश्च. These are the mallika flowers, madhavi flowers, and they are very beautiful. There it is described panasa budumbar ashwadha plakshanya grodhingubihi burjaihi voshadibihi pugaihi rajapugaihi jambubihi. So you see, these are very beautiful tree names. Panasa, this is jackfruit tree. Wudumba is the Wudumba tree. I don't know what is this one. Wudumba tree, and Ashwadha tree is this is people tree. Plaksha tree and Nyagrodha is the Vatavruksha. Nyagrodha or Vatavruksha is called banyan tree. Hingubihi, Hingubihi means maybe the some kind of a associated tree, something like that. I think Hingubihi, that is what it is used for. And Burjaihi, Voshadibihi, Pugaisha, Raja Pugaisha, Jambubihi, Jambu trees. So there are many trees are given here. And then Kajura Amrataka Amrajaihi. Kajura is the one we eat dates, and also Amrataka Amraha. So this is like guas and mangoes like that. Amrataka, Amraihi. Amrataka Amrajaihi, Priyala Maduka Ingudaihi, Drumajatubihi Anyesha, Rajitum Venukechakaihi, Venukechakaihi. These are bamboo trees. Many other trees are very beautiful. There it is described, there is one big banyan tree is there. That banyan tree is described like so many miles in the height and so many miles in the spreading in the wider as well. So why I'm speaking all these things? Because here meaning for the Ashwadha is given as the banyan tree. So that is why Lord Shiva is sitting under that banyan tree. This is Vaidurya Kruta Sopana Vyapala Utpalama Vapti Utpala Marinihi Praptam Kim Purushahi Drishtvata Ara Drisher Vatam. Vatam is the banyan tree. Vatam is the banyan tree. That's another name is also Nyagurada, because Ashwagandha has got a specific feature which absorbs 100% of the carbon dioxide, and it releases 100% of the oxygen like that. And also if wherever these Ashwagandha trees are there, the environment would be peaceful. It's balancing the nature as well. So these and also this banyan tree, they have got their own potencies, maybe 90%, 95% like that. These are all auspicious trees. So Lord Shiva sitting there under the banyan tree there. So Tasmin Maha Yogamaye Mumukshu Sarane Suraha Dadrishu Siva Masenam Chakta Amasham Ivantakam. So Lord Shiva, he also lost his wife, Sati Devi. In the Sati Devi, she brought Yoga Agni from her body. She has burnt her body herself because Daksha is insulting to Lord Shiva, and he was not receiving his daughter Sati Devi properly. So because of those reasons, she has left her body, And then Lord Shiva later on he has sent Veerbhadra, and then there is killing of this Daksh Prajapati and punishing of all of the demigods. And then later on, Lord Shiva, he was sitting under a tree, that is Vatapatra, Vata tree, Vatavruksham. There he was very, very peaceful at the time, taking all these demigods, and Brahma went there to pacify Lord Shiva there. So there, his posture is little bit different. That is described like his sitting posture. Uh, his point when he was speaking, there are so many devotees like Narada Muni, Kumaras are sitting, and then he was also his sitting posture is also different. His sitting posture is different. So and also he was pointing out his finger in a way that he was speaking something to the Narada Muni and everyone else. So with your philosophical things. Okay, sitting posture and the banyan tree. So those 2 points that I was trying to mention. Okay, so here Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur Lord sitting posture, keeping his back against the newly grown banyan tree. This is actually Ashwatha tree. We keep the Sanskrit word as it is. Okay, so is also Ashwatha tree is called because this tree does not die very quickly. It continues to live for many, many years. It continues to live many, many years. And his legs and their energies are the material ingredients, which are 5 in all: earth, water, fire, air, and sky. So material energies are represented by the banyan tree, are all products of his external energy, and are therefore kept to his back. So this is also we see Ashwadha tree, Urdhvamulam Adashakam Ashwadham Prahuravyayam. So Urdhvamulam is the keeping the roots of the tree upwards in the spiritual planets. And then Urdhvamulam Adashakam, all his branches are spread in this material world. Urdhvamulam Adashakam Ashwadham Prahuravyayam. Ashwadha tree, which is Prahu Avyayam. It is the Avyayam. It is, if we see that one, that shloka in the 15th chapter, the beautiful shloka comes here. If we see what is Ashwadha tree there, we would correctly relate. So imperishable Ashwadha tree. Urdhvamulam Adashakam Ashwadham Prahuravayam Chandamsi Yasya Parnani Yastam Veda Savedhavet. So the Supreme Personality of Godhead said, it is said that there is an imperishable Ashwadha tree that has its roots upwards and its branches down, and whose leaves are the Vedic hymns. One who knows this tree is the knower of the Vedas. Now, if we just see here, the Lord is sitting that under the Arbaka Ashwadha tree, keeping that Ashwadha tree back. So now looking at this one, so the tree branches down and whose leaves are Vedic hymns. One who knows this tree is the knower of the Vedas. So Krishna knows everything. What is Ashwadha here in such a way, if we look into that meanings. And because this particular universe is the smallest of all, Ashwadha tree is therefore designated as small or as a child. Okay. Jakta Pippalam indicates that he had now finished his pastimes in this particular small universe. So, but since the Lord is absolute, eternally blissful, there is no difference between his living or accepting something. He is the absolute platform. So, like the Prabhupada is giving the sun. Sun is having sunrise and sunset, but it is only we feel like that. We feel there is a sunrise and sunset, but sun is always situated in the sky. Similarly, the Lord is always present in his Goloka Eva University Agilatma Bhutu. and at the same time, he is present in all these universes as well with his different expansions. Okay, for us it is like a dream. Um, Manyamana idam vishwam maya rachitam atmani. Maya rachitam atmani. So this is avidya rachita swapna gandharva nagaropamam. If we feel that there is no sun or there is sun like that, but sun is always there without any cessation. Okay, so that is a small description, but Buddha is mentioning here, the Lord was sitting under the Adbaka Ashwadham, Akrusham checked the Pippalam, and he is in a cheerful mood. Lord is always in the cheerful mood only. Either check the Pippalam, even though uh, he left all his household comforts, he looked quite cheerful. Prasadabhimukum Shashwat Prasannavadanekshanam. That one has to meditate on that beautiful form of the Lord, very pleasing and peaceful form. Okay, so that is from Srimad Bhagavatam. So just here, I'm trying to say, Ashwatha means it is people tree, not banyan tree. So wherever that's just trying to not use the banyan tree, instead I try to use Ashwatha tree itself. हे वामवोरो अधिसृत्य दक्षिणांगिरि सरोरुहम् अपाश्रित अद्भकाश्वत्थम् अकृशं त्यक्त पिप्पलम्. That is from Srimad Bhagavatam ki Jaya. Okay, we shall move to Srila Prabhupada's daily letter. So today letter to Jagadisha, September 17th, 1970, Calcutta. Okay, can I request other unallocated devotee to read this letter, please?
Hare Krishna. Can I read those?
Yes, Mataji, please.
Muted, sorry. I'm muted. My dear Jagdisha, please accept my blessing. I beg to acknowledge receipt of your letter dated September 6, 1970 and have noted the contents. I am so glad to learn that your center is doing very nicely, distribution of distribution of Back to Godhead and other literature is very encouraging, and you are now 17 devotees strong there. If you have got sufficient devotee to take care of the deity, as you have seen how in the Los Angeles temple, take instruction from Yamuna and Silavati and how they are worshipping, and the installations procedures is given on a separate sheet. Regarding your invitation to take instruction from the university scholar, we are not concerned with a scholar who know theoretically Chaitanya Vaishnava movement, but we are interested with persons who are actually devotees, who actually chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra and follow the regulative principles. Their theoretically knowledge will not help us. Yes, yes. Regarding Mr. Murthy is it is better for me if he comes to India and lives with me for some time. Please offer my blessing to all the devotees and your good wife Lakshmi Moni Dasi. Hope this will meet you in good health. Your ever well wisher, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai. Thank you,
Thank
Mataji.
you.
Any points you wanted to comment on this, Mataji?
Yeah. mm. And Prabhupada was here Prabhupada was very happy that there are they are distributing back to Godhead nicely, and and uh, and encouraging other devotees as well to come in the Krishna consciousness. And so Prabhupada is very acknowledge this and very happy for that. And then Prabhupada also mentioning that if there are sufficiently devotees, who can take care of deities, then same as Los Angeles, uh, they have to take instruction from the Matajis like Yamuna and Matajis, and installation, do the installations and on a separate line. Then he has also given the separate seat how to installation deity in the temple. So that was something Prabhupada is mentioned here. And then he just also mentioned that uh, uh, the devotee who chants actually Hare Krishna Maha Mantra and follow the regulative principle, they only uh, yeah, it's from the instruction. They only you can only take instruction from them, who are following the regulatory principle and chanting Hare Krishna. And then he just also mentioned that uh, and then some Murthy who wants to come, they said it's better he come to India and live with him and give live with Prabhupada, and then he can give some time with him. And then he was blessing everybody and his wife as well. And so yeah, this is something it's mentioned here.
Thank you, Mataji. Yes, that is from Srila Prabhupada's letter. Any other comments, dear devotees, you wanted to add to this letter? Okay, so this is one point here Prabhupada is mentioning. There are many people, they think that, oh, we know Hare Krishna movement and this it is so nice and it is coming from Chaitanya. And then they say that all these things. And then do we need to, but they are in the universities, like the professors or scholars and many people, they respect, but what is the value of it but without chanting? But we are interested only the devotees who are chanting 16 rounds daily and following the regulative principles, not who knows the theoretical knowledge. Of course that would not help us, because things are bad but still you are doing the bad things. But that, like Duryodhana knows what is dharma and what is not dharma, but he doesn't want to follow dharma. He want to do as he wanted. Okay, so it does not help. So this is Prabhupada is mentioning theoretical knowledge will not help us. It is a practical devotional service is a practical thing. One has to experience waking up early in the morning at 4:30 and then 4 o'clock and then getting cleansing himself and then come to the temple. Like there is yesterday one documentary one Mataji was kept about her life, hippies to happies. Her life is early morning and then Mangalarati and then later dance early in the morning, so beautiful with the devotees. That is the real happiness. And then nice prasadam, associate with the all good people. This is the happiest life. It is people understand that this is a happy life, but they don't do it. Such kind of people are no useful to anyone. Okay, so that is one main point. That's why whenever in the devotees association, the sanghas are very important. Sanghas are very important, who are chanting and following the regulative principles. That is where we develop spiritually. Sometimes many people come to the temple and are going out of the temple and they don't follow the rules and regulations. All kinds of people comes. Okay, so that's why we wanted to hear or associate with the devotees. Okay, that is my takeaway point from this one. And Prabhupada, one more point is mentioning about the deity worshipping and installation procedure. So that must be followed rigidly all the time. And for the who understands this philosophy, they can go and preach in the streets and go on Sankirtana moments like that. But both are very important. Okay, so that is my takeaway, and that is from Prabhupada's letter. And from the announcement point of time, today evening we have a Chaitanya Charitamrita with the Krishna Keshav Das Prabhuji at 7 p.m. That is our upcoming event. Okay, and dear devotees, if you have got any other updates or you wanted to share anything on Krishna consciousness, kindly share. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Then I know this. We have finished the chapter last week, and we are reciting next week. Or?
Yes, Mataji, apologies. That one, actually, we should have recited it today.
No, you are leaving, but I know you have no time, so maybe next week.
Yes, yeah, we shall decide it next Saturday. I think I'm not leaving yet. I do have time, but if you're happy to start reciting, we can do so now.
Okay.
But if you have practiced it, that would have been good. But if you have not practiced and still you are happy to recite, try. That is also good. But if you wanted to wait for next week, we shall do so. And we can also discuss Vaikuntha pastimes as well.
Like she said, if you have little time, so if you don't just recite and Vaikuntha pastime, we can do it next week, like that.
Yes, so which one will you choose, like recitation or entering into the Vaikuntha pastimes?
Maybe I don't know everybody wants.
Okay, so there are a few devotees only, but we'll keep recitation to the next Saturday.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so for now, we shall enter into the Vaikuntha pastimes. Okay, so thank you so much, Mataji, for kindly reminding me about it. So this is Srimad Bhagavatam, this third canto, chapter 16, where we have been discussing Vaikuntha, the two doorkeepers of Vaikuntha, Jaya and Vijaya, cursed by the sages. In the last session, in the 31st shloka, so this is Lord is saying to Jaya and Vijaya, saying that now four Kumaras, they have left the Vaikuntha. So they have taken the parikrama around the Lord Bhagavantam parikramya pranipatyanumanyacha pratijagmuhu pramuditaha samsanto Vaishnavim Shriyam. So they have left the Vaikuntha now, and then Lord says to Jaya and Vijaya, so everything has happened on my will only. It has got my approval. Now all auspiciousness onto you, O Jaya and Vijaya. Now you go to the material world. Bhagavan Anugavaha Yatam Ma Vaishtu Astusam. Now you live Vaikuntha. Brahmateja Samadhopi Hantam Neche Matam Tame. Even though I can counteract Brahmateja, the curse, Brahmana's curse, but it has got my approval. I don't want to counteract it. And then for so, and then further, the Lord says that, so this, you living of this Vaikuntha, it has already been foretold by Goddess of Fortune, Lakshmi Devi. When I was sleeping inside the palace, so, and Goddess of Fortune was entering and you stopped her. And then Goddess of Fortune foretold that you would leave this Vaikuntha soon. And then later on, he says, now you are going to the material world where you will be acting like a Maisam Brahma Yogena in a propensity that you are enemies to me and I am enemy to you. Likewise, you Jaya and Vijaya, you will be taking but as a demoniac nature. But in such a way, you will be nullifying the Brahmana's curse. This is the Nistirya Brahma Heladam, nullifying the Brahmana's curse. And Pratyeshatam Nikasham me Kalena Alpiyasa Punaha. Pratyeshatam Nikasham me. And you will come back, Pratyeshatam. Pratyeshatam. This is, you will come back to this Vaikuntha Nikasham me, nearer to me again. Kalena Alpiyasa Punaha. In due course of time, in a very short duration of time. Lord is saying, assuring to Jaya and Vijay that you will come back to me very quickly in short duration of time. Okay, so in such a way we have discussed the Sambhrambha Samadhi Anubadha Yoga. This is a enviousness. Sambhrambha is the angry mood. The practice of mystic yoga in anger. Sometimes we also see in our homes, if you are told that if you are to do some particular thing, and we are always sometimes we don't like it, but for example, a father asks child, you just go and study, but we study unwillingnessly, but in an angry mood. So in such a way, here, Jaya and Vijaya, they are in the Sambhrambha Yogena. So this is practice of mystic yoga in anger. So it does, if either angrily or friendly or lovingly or anything, one must be always associated with the Lord. That is the ultimate thing. Okay, so further, what has happened? So here, Lord Brahma is saying to all the demigods. Lord Brahma is saying what is happening in the Vaikuntha, and he is relaying this message to the demigods. So after Lord instructed Jaya and Vijaya, Lord has entered into his palace. Lord has entered into his palace. So, and that Vaikuntha is all fully decorated with so many airplanes and all opulences. Yeah, likewise, Brahma is saying to demigods. We are in the Srimad Bhagavatam, 3rd canto, chapter 16, verse number 32. द्वास्तवादिश्च भगवान् विमानश्रेणिभूषणं सर्वातिशय्या लक्ष्म्या जुष्टं स्वं दिश्न्यस् जुष्टं स्वं दिश्न्यम् आविशत् दिश्यम् आविशत्. So Dvastav Adishya Bhagavan. So and Dvastav and the doorkeepers. This is Jaya and Vijaya. They are at the door. So they are the Dvastav to the doorkeepers. Adishya Bhagavan. He has directed them. Adishya is just directing them. Bhagavan, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And then what happened after instructing them? Vimana Shreni Bhushanam, description of the Vaikuntha. Vimana Shreni Bhushanam. Always decorated with first class airplanes. Vimana Shreni Bhushanam. Sarvadisaya Lakshmiya. In every respect, extensively opulent and opulences. Extensively opulent and opulences. Sarvadisaya Lakshmiya. Sarva Atisayaya. Atisayaya means it is exceeding every respect. Extensively opulent. Description of the Vaikuntha planet. Vimana, with all the Vimanas are so many, bedecked with so many jewels. And they have got the people of Vaikuntha, everyone has got, they have got their own airplanes. So much opulent and beautiful. वैमानिकाः सललना चरितानि शश्वद्गायन्ति यत्र समलक्षपनानि भर्तुः अन्तर्जल्योऽनुविकसत् मधुमाधरीणां गन्धेन कण्डितधियोऽपि अनिलं क्षिपन्तः. So these are very beautifully describing like um, in the 15th chapter also we have seen all these things. Even the four Kumaras, they are very, very happy looking at all these aeroplanes in the Vaikuntha. There he mentions everything, all they happen by the Yat Sankulam Haripada Anike Mata Drushtaihi, Vaidurya Markata Hemamaihi Vimanaihi, Vaidurya Markata Hemamaihi, the gold and jewels, Vaidurya and Markata jewel, Markata, these stones, very valuable stones, and gold. These are the ingredients used in these aeroplanes. Of course, they're all spiritual in nature. They're all transcendental, but varieties are there. If we just think that if everything is spiritual, there is no, but that means it is kind of a Brahma Bhutaha, Prasannatma. So in a quality, everything is of the same, but there is a variety, variegatedness in describing this transcendental nature. Everything happened. Haripada Aditya Matra Dushtaihi, just by his glance, everything. Yesham Bruhat Katitataha Smitasobhimukhyaha Krishnatmanam Naraja Alduhu Usmiyabjaihi. Even though it contains full of beautiful women. Yesham Bruhat Katitataha Smitasobhimukhyaha Krishnatmanam Naraja. But the devotees of the Lord, they never take passionate about those things. They are not passionate about the Vimanas or the women. Because Krishnatmanam. Tam Krishnapada Nivishta Chetasam. Tam Krishnapada Nivishta Chetasam. Just because they are keeping Krishna in their heart. Naraja, they are not passionate. Adadhu Usmayabhyaihi. Even though it is Usmayabhyaihi is it gives so much of inspiration to enjoy. Inspiration to enjoy. But even though such kind of beautiful women and the airplanes and nice ponds, everything is there. But the devotees of the Lord, Krishna Atmanam, Naraja, they are not passionate about those things. They're always trying to sing the glories of the Lord. Yatra Gayanti Yatra Samala Chapanani Bhattuhu. They're always glorifying the Lord. When they're glorifying the Lord, and also what happens there? When they're glorifying the Lord, even though everything is there, things are always there, but they're glorifying, but they did not have got any passion in them. So they are they're also experiencing those things, but they're not interested. This is called complete detachment. You're experiencing those things, but that is not the ultimate, because your ultimate thing is glorifying the Lord. Gayanti yatra samala chapanani bhattuhu. You wanted to serve. When you are, that service includes this all other enjoyments also internally, implicitly, but that is not the highlighted thing. But if you just focus on the such kind of things, oh beautiful woman, oh beautiful airplanes, then your focus is distracted. You cannot focus on the Supreme Lord. And then we fall onto this material world. So, but appreciating in connection with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This is later on, after seeing all these things, the four Kumaras, they are very, very happy. That is, Apohu Paramudam Apurum Upetya Yoga Maya, there, Tat Vishuguru Adikutum Bhonekavanjam Divyam Vichitra Vibhagre Vimana Sochi. All these airplanes are flying in this Vaikuntha planet. And four Kumaras are looking at those Divyam, transcendental, Vichitra, Vibhudagre, Vimana Sochihi. By looking at these airplanes, they are very happy. Even when we are childhood times, if the airplane is going or some helicopter is going, we are all coming and then looking at these things and then feel very happy. Though we don't sit, just by looking at itself, we feel so much of happiness. But here, the four Kumaras, they went to the Vaikuntha, they are seeing all these airplanes, transcendental airplanes. This is Divyam Vichitra Vibhudagre Viman Sochihi. And then by looking at them, Apuh Paramudam Apurum Upetya Yoga, they have derived so much of happiness. Mudam, happy. by looking at all those things. Now, this is the opulence of the Vaikuntha. Opulence of the Vaikuntha. So here, Dvatavadisya Bhagavan Vimana Shreni Bhushanam Sarvatisaya Lakshmiya Jushtam Swam Dishyamavishet. And it is exceeding all kinds of opulences. Justam Swam Dishyam Avishet. And the Lord has entered into that Vaikuntha. Back after instructing Jaya and Vijaya, Lord has entered into his palaces inside the Vaikuntha. Okay, so can I request Usha Mataji and Meena Mataji to read one devotee read translation and purport, one paragraph of the purport, other devotee read another paragraph. Okay, Hare Krishna.
Yes, Prabhu, Hare Krishna. After thus speaking at the door of Vaikuntha, the Lord returned to his abode, where there are many celestial airplanes and all surpassing wealth and splendor. First, Srila Prabhupada ki Jaya. It is clear from this verse that all the incidents took place at the entrance of Vaikuntha Loka. In other words, the sages were not actually within Vaikuntha Loka, but were at the gate. It could be asked, how could they return to the material world if they entered Vaikuntha Loka? But factually, they did not enter, and therefore they returned. There are many similar incidents where great yogis and brahmanas, by dint of their yoga practice, have gone from this material world to Vaikuntha Loka. But they were not meant to stay there. They came back. It is also confirmed here that the Lord was surrounded by many Vaikuntha airplanes. Vaikuntha Loka is described here as having splendid opulence far surpassing the splendor of this material world. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Okay, another paragraph, please. Another Mataji.
All other living creatures, including the demigods, are born of Brahma, and Brahma is born of Lord Vishnu. Krishna stated in Bhagavad Gita in the 10th chapter, Aham Sarvasya Pralaha Prabhava. Lord Vishnu is the origin of all manifestations in the material world. Those who know that Lord Vishnu is the origin of everything, who are conversant with the process of creation, and who understand that Vishnu or Krishna is the most worshipable object of all living entities, engaging themselves in Vishnu worship as Vaishnavas. The Vedic hymns also confirm this Om Dada Vishnu Param Padam. The goal of life is to understand Vishnu. The Bhagavatam is also confirmed this elsewhere. Foolish, foolish people, foolish people, not knowing that Vishnu is the supreme worshipable object, create so many worshipable objects in this material world, and therefore they fall down. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai.
Jai. Okay, thank you, Mataji. So here Prabhupada is mentioning about generally if people goes to once they leave this material world and enter into the Vaikuntha, they don't come back. Now the four Kumaras, they have gone to Vaikuntha. Instead of staying there, why they have come back again? So it is a very beautiful question. It is a technical and a beautiful question. So here Prabhupada is describing here. So it is clear from this verse that all incidents took place at the entrance of the Vaikuntha Loka. So they have entered Tasmin Aditya Munayah Sarasajhamanaha. So they have crossed 6 gates, but at the 7th gate, they got stopped by Jaya and Vijaya at the 7th gate. And that is where Jaya and Vijaya, so the conversations, the Lord has only come back along with all his entourage up to that gate, seventh gate. Uh, तं त्वागतं प्रतिहुत औपैकं स्वकुम्भिभिः ते चक्षत अक्षविषयं स्वसमाधिभाग्यं हंसश्रियोः व्यजनयोः शिववायुलोल शुभ्र आतपत्र शशिकेशरसीकराम्भुम्. And the Lord, along with all the entourage, he has come to that point where the seventh gate. So the seventh gate, which is the nearer to that palace. So that is the inner gate. So in other words, the sages were not actually within Vaikuntha Loka. Of course, they have crossed seven gates, but not it is in the center of the Vaikuntha Loka. They have nearly there, not actually within the Vaikuntha, but were at the gate, seventh gate. It could be asked, how could they return to this material world if they entered Vaikuntha Loka? But factually, they did not enter, and therefore they returned. Therefore, they have returned. And there are many similar incidents where the great yogis and brahmanas, by dint of their yoga practice, have gone from this material world to Vaikuntha Loka, just like Bhrigu Maharshi as well, and also Durvasa Maharshi as well. Durvasa, Bhrigu, and four Kumara, they have gone to the Vaikuntha, but they do not have a permanent residence there. They were not meant to stay there, because to have a permanent residence, one must go through this process of devotional service. There are so many visitors are coming from different countries to United Kingdom or from to India, but they are just allowed only for few months and they must return back. They have to renew that process. If you are a citizen, you can live as many days until we leave this, as long as we desire. That is the difference between citizen. To become a citizen, you need to have a skills, something like highly skilled or likewise highly skilled people. These are the devotees of the Lord. In the highly skills in the devotional service, they can become the citizens of Vaikuntha Loka. वसन्ति यत्र पुरुषाः सर्वे वैकुण्ठमूर्तयः ये अनिमित्त निमित्तेन धर्मेण आराधयन् हरिम्. Dharmen Aradayan Harim. That is to be their duty. Day-to-day duty is just worship the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Then they become the citizens of the Vaikuntha Loka. But here, visitors are not allowed to stay there. So here, these four sages went once upon a time. There, Sutame Mansa Yushmat, Mansami Shutayushmat Purvajaha Sanakadayaha. Lokeshu Vigataspruhaha. They did not have any desire to. So they were wandering throughout the universes. Cherid Vihasa Lokeshu Vigataspruhaha. They do not have it. They do not have any desires. And on one day, Tayekada Bhagavato Vaikuntasya Amalatmanaha. On one day they wanted to go and see the Lord in the Vaikunta. Tayekada Bhagavato Vaikuntasya Amalatmanaha. Yuyur Vaikunta Nilayam Sarvaloka Namaskritam. And that Vaikunta is all worshipped by the Supreme Personality, worshipped by all other planetary systems. That Vaikunta Loka. Yuyur Vaikunta Nilayam Sarvaloka Namaskritam. That is Tad Vishnoho Paramam Padam. This is again Rigveda mantra. And whenever this Sunanda and Nanda, when they have come to take back Dhruv Maharaj, at the end of Dhruv Maharaj's times in this material world, they're also mentioning to Dhruv Maharaj. So before you were Dhruv, in your forefathers, no one has gone to that Tad Vishnoho Paramam Padam. Atishta Jagatam Vandyam. Artista Jagatam Vandyam. So you are given that chance because in your 5 years old time itself, you have pleased the Lord. Yah Panchavashaha Tapasa Bhavan Devam Atitrupat. You have pleased the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So now you are attaining that Tad Vishnoho Paramam Padam as a permanent residence. But people who are going just to visit Vaikuntha Loka, they cannot stay there. So they have to come back. They came here for Kumaras, they came back. So it is also confirmed here that the Lord was surrounded by many Vaikuntha airplanes. These are all beautiful airplanes. And Vaikuntha Loka is described here as having splendid opulence, far surpassing the splendor of this material world. It is splendor of this material world. So Vaikuntha Loka means it is unlimited. So Vaidurya Markata Hemamayihi Vimanayihi. See, if the airplanes are lapis lazuli, Vaidurya Markata, so these are all valuable jewels of the material world. But there, they have got the spiritual in nature. Kaivalyam eva murtimat, everything is spiritual. It is not a material thing. Okay, so that is the opulence of Vaikuntha. And here, all other living creatures, including the demigods, are born of Brahma. So Brahma is saying all these things to demigods, so that demigods also will have desire to go back to Tad Vishnuho Paramam Padam. They also wanted to go to the Vaikuntha. Unless one understands the opulence of Vaikuntha, it is not possible for them to dream, even to go there. This is the lack of knowledge. Once we have got all kinds of knowledge about the Vaikuntha and its doors and flowers and how they work, and then how they are engaged in service of the Lord, what people will do. So when we know, then we wanted to be part of that opulences, the Lord's glories, Lord's abode, and in that service of the Lord. We wanted to take part in that. Okay, so that is the mood. There, no one wanted to lord it over the nature, lord it over the opulences. They wanted to serve the Lord. They want to take the menial position. So sometimes many people, they're coming to this country in so many wrong ways, like boats and something, and meanwhile they fall into the oceans and they die. So they want, because their own endeavor. Just like it is a baby monkey holding the mother, and a kitten is holding by the mother with its mouth. When mother holds the baby, it takes very safely to the destination. If my baby monkey holds, baby monkey has to hold with its own strength. If yogis and all those things, if they wanted to go by their own strength, Hare Krishna. Sorry. So that is a bit difficult. So one has to take the shelter of the lotus feet of the Lord. So here, when Brahma is describing, demigods are carefully hearing whatever Brahma is saying about Vaikuntha. So here, other living creatures, including the demigods, are born of Brahma, and Brahma is born of Lord Vishnu. So Krishna states in the Bhagavad Gita in 10th chapter, Aham sarvasya prabhavaha, everything comes from me, spiritual and material worlds. So Lord Vishnu is the origin of all manifestations in the material world. Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu. Yova Ahamsha. Yova Ahamsha Vibhu. This is again, the Lord says, like Siti Uddha Pralaya Atmamulam. This is, what is that? Shloka is Brahma says in the Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu's prayers. I think that is okay. This one, it comes like this. Shloka is coming here. यो वा अहं च गिरिशश्च विभुः स्वयं च श्रीवद्भव प्रलय हेतव आत्ममूलं भित्त्वा त्रिपाद बहुहृद एक उरुप्रोहः तस्मै नमो भगवते भुवनध्रुमाय. The Lord is like a Bhonadhruma, the tree of all the planetary systems. And from him, Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu, Brahma, Vishnu, and Maheshwara, they all comes. So here, the Lord expands he himself as the Vishnu. And here, Yova Ahamcha, myself as the Brahma, Girishasya is the Lord Shankara, Vibhuhu Swayamcha, and Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu, he is Swayamcha, personally, as Vishnu. He expands himself as Vishnu, Kshirodak Sai Vishnu. So likewise, the three branches come from Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu. as it is a Bhonadhrumaya. Bhonadhruma is the tree of the planetary systems. For what purpose? Sthiti Budbhava Pralaya Hetava Atma Moolam. Hetava is the reason. Hetava is the cause or the reasons. Atma Moolam. And here, self-rooted. Garbhodak Sai Vishnu is the self-rooted. He himself is the source of all these things. All. Okay. So likewise, Bhitva Tripad Bauruda Eka Uru Prahoha. Eka Uru Praroraha. Prarohaha. And branches. Okay, so this is a very beautiful thing. So here, Lord Vishnu is the origin of all manifestations in the material world. So those who know the Lord Vishnu is the origin of everything, who are conversant with the process of creation, and who understand that Vishnu or Krishna is the most worshipable object of all living entities, engages themselves in Vishnu's worship as Vaishnavas. They are called Vaishnavas. See, Vaishnavas are not universities studying in the ABCDs and then taking a degree by some other skills because they do not teach what is the permanent thing. They teach, they give certificate, so you go and work like a donkey. That's all they give. And what it means to me, I have to work throughout my life for them, and then is it for my best interest? It is not my best interest because why I'm engaged like working throughout the day is how can it become my self-interest? They say that we give money, but using money, what do we do? And we try to buy house and all kinds of comfort, but we have to maintain all of them, and then again labor, lots of labor, time and energy needs to be spent for them. That people they do not recognize that one. So you're working hard in the offices and getting money and buying things, and you have to spend again time and energy to maintain them. And what about your self-interest? That you do not know. So that is what is happening. They're all engaged like the स्वाविट्विराहोष्टकरैः संस्थः पुरुषः पशुः नैत्कर्णपतोपेद जातुनामगतग्रजः. That is the materialistic nature. But whereas the Vishnu, devotees of the Lord, see, they know everything. What is the origin of, what is the purpose, and why they have existed in this material world, and what they needed to do, and where they need to engage themselves. They are all Vaishnavas. Okay, so Vaishnavas are not ordinary persons. They are the topmost living entities in the universe. Napasyami param bhotum akattuho samadarshana. Akattuho samadarshana. I do not see anyone except those people who have surrendered themselves. So like themselves onto me, all of their activities. Mai arpitatmanaha pumsho, mai sanyasta karmanaha. Napasyami param bhotum akattuho samadarshana. योगिनामपि सर्वेषां मद्गते नान्तरात्मना श्रद्धावान् भजते यो मां समे युक्ता तमो मतः. Those are the topmost living entities. For they are the devotees of the Lord. So the Vedic hymns also confirms this. Om tad Vishnoho paramam padam yada pasyanti surayah diviva chakshuratatam. All the demigods, they all wanted to go there. Looking at that tad Vishnoho paramam padam, there whenever the Sunandananda they are saying that Artistata Chandra Divakaradayo Graharukchataraha Pariyanti Dakshinam. Artistata Chandra Divakara Adayo, the moon and the sun, many of those things, they're all Graha Rukshataraha Pariyanti Dakshinam. They're all doing the pradakshina around that Tad Vishnoho Paramam. That is, whenever Sunanda and Nanda they are describing to Dhruva Maharaj about the Vaikuntha Loka, Tad Vishnoho Paramam Padam, and everyone are desiring to go there. So Sudurjayam Vishnu Padam Jitam Tvaya Yat Suryo Aprapya Vichakshate Param. Oh Dhruva, you have achieved that param padam. Yet Sorayo aprapya vichakshite param. It is not possible even for the demigods. Aprapya vichakshite param. Yet Sorayo. But Sudurjayam, Vishnu padam. But Jitam Tvaya. But you have achieved that. Jitam Tvaya, you have achieved that one. Likewise, that is not possible for everything. It is for the devotees. The Vedic hymns also confirms this. Om Tad Vishnoho Paramam Padam. The goal of life is to understand Vishnu. The Bhagavatam also confirms this elsewhere. But foolish people. So this Tad Vishnoho Paramam Padam, this Sunanda Nanda, they also mentions. This is actually Rigveda mantra. Tadvishnoho paramam padam yada pasyanti suryaha diviva chakshuratatam. This is Rigveda mantra. And also it is said in the Bhagavatam by Sunanda and Nanda when they are taking Dhruva Maharaja to Vaikuntha Loka. So there anasitam te pitrubhihi anyehi apyanga karehe chet atishta jagatam manjam tadvishnoho paramam padam. O Dhruva, before you, Anasitam te Pitrubhihi, your forefathers, they have not gone to that Vaikuntha Loka yet. Anyehi apyanga karhe chet. Atista Jagatam Vandyam, that abode of the Lord, Vaikuntha Loka, it is Vandyam, Jagatam Vandyam. All planetary systems to worship that Vaikuntha Loka. Tad Vishnoho Paramam Padam. So that is the goal of life. So foolish people, not knowing that Vishnu is the supreme worshipable object, create so many worshipable objects in this material world, and therefore they fall down. Therefore they fall down. That is the problem. So first of all, keep Krishna in the center, engage themselves, then everything will come into one particular, the puzzle is come into one particular shape, proper shape. Then you understand. Otherwise, if you try to put each puzzle that you know something like that, oh, I know this thing, try to solve, then it will never ever be possible. Only Krishna. So that is one, so by engage in the chanting and following regulating principles, keeping Krishna in the heart only, then all puzzles will come into one understanding. Solution to all puzzles will be available. So that is the only, this purpose of this material creation is that one has to become the devotee of the Lord. That is the only purpose. Otherwise, there is no other purpose for this. Okay, so that is Prabhupada is describing one has to go to this Tad Vishnoho Paramam Padam. That is with all kinds of opulences. Sarvati Sayya Lakshmi Jushtam Som Dishnamavishet. The Lord entered into that palace, Vaikuntha palace in his abode. Okay, so this is Dvastavadisya Bhagavan Vimana Shreni Bhoshanam Sarvatisaya Lakshmi Justam Som Dishyamavishet. So beautiful shloka describing the opulence. And also, what is the position of Kumaras is they have returned back from the door itself. They did not stay there. Okay, that is from Srimad Bhagavatam. Okay, any questions, dear devotees? Are you wanted to anything for this shloka?
Krishna Prabhupada. So, yeah, it mentioned that Kumara returned back. So they returned back where? Like material world? Or how?
Yeah, they do not see this is material or this is spiritual. They will see everything is like a yes.
So they came by Swarg, back to Swarg, or where did they go? Vaikuntha. Look.
These Kumaras, they don't have any particular residence.
Okay.
So sometimes they with Brahma, and sometimes with Lord Shiva, and sometimes they were going for the meditation. So likewise, this is theory vihasa lokam lokeshu vigata spruhaha. They do not have any particular desires like that. So yesterday there was in the chat session who was speaking on one of the shlokas there. So they one shloka is there that is what is mentioning. It is mentioning that they do not worry about this material or liberation or the hell. So likewise, there is one very nice shloka. Is described here. Okay. But anyway, so it doesn't matter for those liberated souls. They can go anywhere, wherever they go, it is Vaikuntha for them. So they don't have any particular residence that going to my home and then cooking food and then eat there like that. Because they have conquered the material nature. So they can conquer the thirst and hunger. Then there is no need of cooking. And if you have conquered this kind of famous or shyness, then you don't need even clothes. There, of course, they are 5 years old children. They don't need anything. So that is again there in the 15th chapter. We have seen how these Kumaras are entering. At the time, Jaya and Vijaya was thinking like their children are coming into this Vaikuntha planet without the clothes. Like that, they have stopped them, and without knowing this. Um, without knowing the glories of Kumaras. Their Vatrashan Munayah Chitraha Kumaran, Vatra Tanviksha Vatrashanam Chitraha Kumaran, Ruddhan Dashadavai, so Viditatma Tattvan. Without Vatrashan means they did not have any clothes. So do they need to have at one place where they're going? We cannot say. They're always enjoying in their happiness.
So they can go anywhere like free.
Yes.
They're free. Okay. So like they can go Golok Vrindavan as well. If they want to.
So they have gone up to the gate of Vaikuntha Loka. But first of all, if they wanted to go to the Golok Vrindavana, they need to know those knowledge and all the information, and they decide to go. Here, Cheruru Vihasa, Lokeshu Vigita Spruhaha, they did not have any details. But one day, Tayekada Vaikunto, Tayekada Bhagavato Vaikunta se Amalatmanha. They wanted to go and see the Lord on one day, just visiting. And again, in the Golok, the Brahmavayat Mahapurana, it is described who can go there, like their Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva, Mother Parvati, and Parvati, and also there were 6 people. The son, and Brahma, and then who else? So Narada Muni, Brahma, Lord Shiva, Parvati, Ganesh and Kartikeya, they can go because it is a family, and the Brahma and the Narada Muni. So that was said by 6 people have got entrance. I think it was said in the Brahmavayata Mahapurana. Of course, if you are a pure devotee, you can go there. So likewise, it is according to the desire of 4 Kumaras. If they have got a desire, and if then they can go there if the Lord wills. But
Hanuman was part of Shankar Sivji, so he can go as well.
sorry, Mataji.
I say Hanumanji is also part of Sivji, isn't it? Shankar.
Yeah, Hanuman will go to the Ayodhya where he wanted to be with Ramachandra. So there is Ayodhya spiritual one.
Okay. But he is also when Krishna is there at the time also Hanuman was like,
Yeah.
on there as well, isn't it?
Yes. Hanuman was there, but Hanuman mood is to
Ram, please the Ram.
Ram. Yes.
Mhm. But it's one of the incarnation, or like of the Sivji, like Siv Avatar.
Yes, Ishwaram both of it. Ishwaramsha Sambhutam. Ishwaramsha Sambhutam. Hanuman. Amsha. So in such a way, it is Amsha.
Shant. Okay. So like there's this is Gopi and Gopis and like when they came, they are on the Goloka, and then when they came down on the earthly planet, but they were in with Krishna, isn't it? Between them.
Yes, so Krishna and Gopis, they're always in the Golok Vrindavan. But if they have got some kind of desires and to perform with the Lord in a different mode, maybe they also come along with the Lord to accompany in the Athili pastimes. Krishna's entourage will come here. It will be manifested. Again, on the will of the Lord.
Mhm. So Yashoda Maya and they all are part and parcel of Golok in the
Yes.
and like when the demigod comes, how did that demigod like
They come by their
not
Amsha.
demigod. This when the Krishna was like Putna and other like Banasur and other things. So they are not a part, come from Vaikuntha, isn't it?
They have not come from Vaikuntha, but they have come from material world, but they have got a position in the Goloka Vrindavana, freshly, recent.
Yeah, Golok. Okay, they still get the position, even they are the enemy of Krishna.
Yes, so they are with the Lord. So now, previously they were not in the Goloka Vrindavana, now they are in the Goloka Vrindavana.
Previously means like
Before they come in contact.
after killed by Krishna, then they go to the Golok.
Yes, yeah, Putana, she got the position, this in the Goloka Vrindavana.
And what are the other like Trinasura and other things? They also killed by Krishna, so all get that position. No,
That one, it is, they are purified, but like, we cannot say that they got a position in the Goloka Vrindavan.
only
But
Putna got it. Yeah.
Putana, she just like pretended like the mother, and her
Mm.
intention was, but Krishna has purified her intention as well later on. Aho bakiyam sanakala kotam jigam saya apayad api swada apayad api. Um, what is that? Can you say that shloka Mataji? Asadhi. Lebe gatim datri buditam tatonyam samvadayalam sharanam vrajemam. So that is Lebhe Gatim Datri Uchitam Tatonyam. She got that position, Dhatri.
Mhm.
Dhatri is the nurse. That position she got in the Goloka Vrindavan.
Fortune.
Yeah.
So Krishna is so merciful. He wants to kill Krishna and yeah, this is the God. You know.
Okay, Mataji.
I said this is a God who she wants to like kill Krishna, like when he was like six days old. But the Krishna is so merciful because he came with a Dhatri as a mother giving him milk, and he get the position in the Golok Vrindavan. That
Yes.
is Krishna, this is the merciful God.
Putana is actually the daughter of Bali Chakravarti, so Ratnavali. So she felt like, okay, this child, Vamana, so beautiful. If he is my child, I would have been very pleased. Likewise, she was thinking. And then and then later whenever Vamana Deva has taken all kinds of opulences of Bali Chakravarti, and then during that time, she was feeling another, this child came nicely, but I wanted to kill this child. He is taking all my father's opulence and properties and everything, and then capturing and then imprisoning. just arresting my father with the Varuna Pashas. I wanted to kill this child. Ratnaval is two feelings. One is motherly feeling in the beginning, and later on killing, two feelings. So that are manifested in the Putana. So she tried to come and pretend as a mother, but her intention is to kill Krishna. But Krishna purified the inauspicious thing, the killing of that thing. Krishna cannot be killed by anyone. That is other thing. But Krishna purifies that intention, and becoming a mother, there is a scope. There is a scope that Krishna has given as a benediction to Putana. So here, Bali Chakravarti, so many pastimes with Bali Chakravarti, Prahlad Maharaj, and Bali Chakravarti's son Banasura. Banasura's daughter Usha got married to Aniruddha, Krishna's grandson, and there he got a relationship. Krishna does not kill Banasura also. He also got uh, blessings of Krishna as well. And this is Bali Chakravarti. And here Vaman Devi is also at the Bali Chakravarti's palace in the Sutala Loka as a door god. So many things. By what? Atma Nivedanam. Bali Chakravarti.
Bahasura was the of the Prahlad Maharaj, the king, isn't it?
Banasura is son of Bali Chakravarti, eldest son of Bali Chakravarti.
Yeah, so Bali Chakravarti, because Krishna has said, like, when Prahlad Maharaj has asked his father to save, not to get like Naraka or anything like that. At that time, Krishna said, not only your father, but your whole, will not get. And that's the reason Banasura is as well part of the Prahlad,
Yes.
what do you call it, in Parampara.
Yes, ma'am. So again, there is one thing like a Dhenukasura. I think it is a donkey demon, but
Mhm.
Krishna played with it. It is also son of Bali Chakravarti, but
Oh,
Krishna did not kill, but Balarama killed it.
okay.
Dhenukasura. It appears that he is a naughty child of Bali. But Banasura is the eldest child. He is a devotee of Lord Shiva, and later on he also been blessed by Krishna. Okay, so that's the past tense. Okay, so we are nearly 8 o'clock, and I need to leave as well early. Thank
Thank you, Coach.
you so much, Mataji. Very nicely asking all these questions, inquiry. So, Mataji, if you have got any questions?
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Not really, Prabhu. I'm just listening. So, yeah, really nice about the Venkat registration. Really wonderful about the Jaya and Vijaya and the Bhagavatas. It's really beautiful. Just listen, Prabhu. Thank you.
Very nice. Thank you, Mataji. So, Sanjita Mataji is not here. Thank- but
Thank you, Prabhu. You just for me and Mataji. You just, yes, you use so much time and then he explains very well, Prabhu. It's really nice.
so once time is passed, we don't get time. So, as
Yeah,
devotees,
so, about Venkat plans and it's really nice. It's just can you imagine Prabhu and then Venkat.
thank you so much, Mataji. So beautiful. Devotees discussing among the devotees, very beautiful. Yeah, this is all Vaikuntha opulences and the Krishna, all pleasing personality.
So, like, as soon as, just small question. So, as soon as the Jaya and Vijay has, what do you call, just given this course, straight away they came material world, not like that. But yeah, they become like Aditi's son, isn't it, afterward?
Yes, yes, Mataji, that we would see in the next shlokas that
Yeah, okay.
now Lord has said that now you leave. Ma Vaishta Astusham, you leave this Vaikuntha. Then immediately, so here the next sloka comes like their beauty lusted, diminished by curse of the Brahmanas, became morose and fell from Vaikuntha, the abode of the Supreme Lord. That is next sloka we would see in the next session.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much, Mataji. If you are happy, then we shall conclude our session for today. वंचकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः।
Ananta Koti
कोटि वैष्णव की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय।
Krishna. Thank you.
Conscious everyone.
Thank you.